are live. So, as I was saying, I'm not an English speaker and I don't have the best uh, pronunciation, not even Portuguese, imagine in English. So, I'll try to speak slowly. Uh, and how it's gonna work. So, I thought a little bit about it. I never seen anyone doing this on YouTube. Maybe someone do it. I don't know. I saw recently a person editing a video on YouTube, editing a book uh, in a YouTube video, like a live. But I had this idea before that, and for coincidence, I saw one person that I already followed the channel. She was doing that. She just started, in fact. And I was like, look, my idea. But my idea is not exactly to edit the video, the book. It's not to not to edit the book during the live. My idea is to really write it. I don't know why it stopped. Maybe it was my internet, I'm not sure. And my battery is also not very high. I don't know exactly what is happening. But it's the first day. Today will be more to figure out if it's gonna work and how it's gonna be. So the intention is that it takes 2 hours of live stream. Um, so if you wanna follow it, make sure you're gonna have 2 hours to spend time or to write the book. If it's work, you're gonna really spend 2 hours writing the book. I don't know why it's a bad connection, bad transmission. I really don't know because my internet's fine. So, okay. It was excellent some time ago. Now it's just good. Okay. Uh, so, then what we're gonna do? I'm gonna use this app that is called Scrivener, and the book in this live stream is gonna work like for 30 days. I'm not sure yet if I'm gonna write the book in Portuguese or in English. It is written in Portuguese already, but I wanna try my English writing. I don't know why they say this. I tried all resolutions and they say this one is not good, but all of them is not good either. So I don't know. I'm speaking very slow because I'm trying to speak more clearly as possible with my bad English. So let's stand it. Let's bear with me, okay? And then how it's gonna work? I'm gonna put a timer for 30 minutes, and during this first 30 minutes, the intention is that we talk about the book that we're gonna write. So we make an author talk about some topics of the book, some things that may help us to pass through author's block, because the main intention of these live streams is to pass author's block. Like today, I suppose that I should write, but I didn't want to. So I thought, well, let's do it live and maybe we can push through it together. So to start the book, today it's gonna be basically just some starting of the book, outlining and things like that. So if you have already a project of a book and you wanna work on it. I think it's a great idea. You can also start a new book with me because I'm starting a new book just for this YouTube project. I have, as I showed, some things written because I because I was like I had this I had many ideas to write books, but I didn't want to start a new one because I had some books already that I I didn't finish. So I want to finish them. So I took this just badly written, like has 11 chapters, but they are really small, so it's not exactly 11 chapters. It's more like 11 scenes, maybe. But I wrote it in 2013, and now I wanna write all of it. So the idea is that you take one idea that you have and now we need the first steps, that is basically putting all that you have organized in the Scrivener. I'm using Scrivener because I try to use Word, Microsoft Word, and it don't work. It didn't work for me. So I'm gonna use Scrivener. I'm doing live because I may talk to you guys while I do that, but I don't know. I don't even know if that's gonna work. So the idea is now the first 30 minutes we think about the idea that we're gonna develop. So I have already some parts of what I want to do, some idea of the book, but I'm gonna open I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm putting the timer. I'm putting the timer up because I don't wanna listen when it finished. But around 30 minutes we finish it, and then you just write for 30 minutes, and then we talk more 30 minutes, and then we write more 30 minutes. That's the idea. So that's why we're gonna do it 2 hours. I should put this day as with name. I should put like test because it's really just I'll try. So to start the book, we first need to know what we're gonna talk about. As I said, I wrote this, but when I wrote this, it was 2013, so I had no idea of how to write a book, and I had no idea of what I wanted from this story. And not that I know now, but I have a little more knowledge about it. So I really don't know how to start this. I think we could start with characters. Yeah, I really think we could start with characters. I'm gonna put some character sheets here. And we also need to know what we're gonna talk about. So as I said, this idea I had some time ago, and it's basically, let's look what we need for outline. Outline a book. Outline a book. Okay, 5 steps. It seems great. I want some questions so we can answer, and then we can understand what our story is about. I'm gonna do of mine, but you guys do your story. Okay, what is the main tract of the story? You must resolve the promise you made to the reader, to your reader, by the end of the novel. Okay, so we need the promise. I really don't know what is the promise. Okay, I will. Oops, not this. I will just explain more or less what it is about. This book is about a school, of course, because I love to write books about schools. So this book is about a school. It's about a spy school. I don't even know how to write it in English. I don't think it's a good idea for me to write in English. I think I should write in Portuguese and then translate. Because I really want to work with my English writing, but I think I'm gonna write in Portuguese. It's a spy school. I don't know if that's how you say in English. Okay, but I did two versions of this story when I was writing it in 2013, and the first version was like really comedy, really light, and then I did the other version that I liked much more. The comedy version was cool, but I did another version that was much heavier. It was kind of jogos mortais. How do you say this in English? Jigsaw. It was kind of a jigsaw movie. It had like many scenes about torture and mutilation and psychologically damaging scenes. And I really liked writing it. So yeah, I think this book will be a heavy subject. It will be like this, like terror, suspense, but it will also have a little romance, but not adult romance. You can write your adult romance. I mean, I know I'm from fanfic writer, so I know what people write, but I want to write more like a cool young romance, and I want to make uh, it very full of suspense and things like that. So my promise would be like terror. I think I will write some things in English and some things in Portuguese because that's how my brain works. Okay, so the premise is terror, suspense, with a little romance. Yeah, I don't know what is the climax though. I don't know what is the plot. I don't know what is the end. So I think we should think about it today before starting the book. Time pressure. What sort of time pressure is working on your characters? Time pressure. Well, so the story, as I was telling, is about this school, and there is a girl that goes to this school because her mother uh, kind of forced her to go. She lived in France, and she lived without her parents her basically her entire life because her parents are rich, and she doesn't really know what their parents do. I probably should write it. Let me do. Her name is Angelique. I think she has like 15. I'm not sure, but yeah. Well, she born on France, I think. I'm saying these things because I wrote this really bad draft of 11 chapters, uh, like 8 years ago. So I know some things from the story, but I really don't know much. So, but I know a little bit of Angelique. That was the main character. So, role in the E story. Main character. Is it a role? Main character. Well, I think I know that. I don't need to write it, but okay. I will just put here in the notes. I will put in background her story. So, her story, as I was telling that, right? She born of France. She was born on or at. I have no idea. Okay, maybe I really should write it in Portuguese. French. Okay, she was born in France and she lived there alone, kind of without her parents. Without her parents, her entire life. And what else? Because her parents are rich. Because her parents are rich. Okay, so I really don't know. I'm thinking so many things at the same time, and making the life helps, but also makes more things for me to think. But I will totally ignore the life for today. We can make the life work better the next days, because today gonna be just a test. And I'm basically just drafting the outline, because I don't even think we can finish the outline today. But okay, because I really want to make a good outline. When I write, I normally don't do an outline. I mean, I didn't, I used to not do it, but because I like to just write without knowing what's gonna happen and discovering while I was writing, but it always makes me stop at some moment of the story that I don't know what else I want to tell or where I want to go from there. So basically, because I never thought the entire plot, I always had this in mind that I don't want to think it all, I just want to write it, and then I'll see what's gonna happen. Because normally when I try to outline before I start writing, I know the entire story because I did the outline, so it kind of unmotivate me, kind of stop my motivation, because I know everything, so I don't want to write it. Kind of makes everything boring to me. But I'm learning to deal with it, so I want to outline this story. Okay, so let me change this to Angelique. Right. Yeah. So let's continue her background. She was born in France. She lived there alone, without her parents, her entire life, because her parents are rich, and she doesn't know. And she doesn't. She doesn't know what her parents do for a living. But it's kind of dangerous, you know. But yeah. So, but her mother talks with her. I'm gonna write that. Her mother talks with her through the cell phone. through normally through, I don't know right words. I really don't know if that's right. I think not this. Through cell phone text. Kind of just text. They never really talk in voice. Her mother talks with her through cell phone text. With certain frequency. Sometimes they I don't know, let me write it. Certain frequency. Sometimes her mother answers her calls, and I really don't know if I need to write that, but okay. And they talk through voice call. Yeah, I'm putting like this, through voice call, but it's rare. Yeah. Normally her mother just texts her. Okay, so her mother kind of forced her to change countries, and I'm going to like this. Forced her to change countries and travel to Brazil, like where I live. I'm kidding. I mean, I'm putting Brazil because there is something to do with the story. It's like they're going. It's not exactly where I live. I mean, I live in Brazil, but she's going to Amazonas, basically, to a very small city. I'm not sure. It's kind of like a small city on north of Brazil. Travel to a small city on north of Brazil to stud in a new school. Yeah. So, and she doesn't know much about this school, and she really don't want to go because she was really far no France. I mean French. I don't know how France. Oh, so she's born on France. I put it wrong. Okay. Yeah. So she don't wanna go. She doesn't wanna go because she loved she loved she loves she loved I don't know she loved living on France, and she had many friends. Many friends and a life and a boyfriend and a boyfriend, but then they finish before she goes, but she obeys her mother and goes. So how I'm gonna write it? She doesn't want to go because she loves living on France. I think it's love because she loves living on France, and I don't know because then here is best, so probably I'm gonna use Google Translator. You know, he knows more grammar than me, so probably he will help me to write in English better or translate better. But for the character sheets, I'm gonna write in English because I'm talking English and I like writing in English. To be sincere, it's kind of good. I'm learning, so I'll keep doing it. She doesn't want to go because she loved living in France, and she had many friends and a life and a boyfriend. Yeah. Okay. But in the end, she ended up going. There's two ends on this phrase. Is it fine? I will let be this way. Okay. I need to know what time is it. Wow, passed a lot of time. Because what I want to do after I finish the first 30 minutes is basically being silent, put like a chill music, and let me write and you guys write without speaking. And then we do more 30 minutes of talking about the problems and blogs that we may find, and then more 30 minutes writing, and then we finish the 2 hours. I think I said this just so many times already, but I'm just trying to make it clear for me too. Okay, so let me finish her background. There's another thing I want to do before I finish the first 30 minutes. I want to make a playlist. I think you guys may have seen I had some music here and somewhere, not here, but some chapters I have music. And I want to make a playlist for this story. So I want to do it with you. I want to do it during the live. Although I cannot put the music, probably I'm gonna be like claim the rights for the song. I don't know how to say it, but I will just make the playlist. I will not play the songs. You guys can look for it if you want. And I also think you should do a playlist for your story. It's very helpful to put you on the vibe. I also don't think you should base yourself on music all the time, because I realized that many of the blocks that I had is because I don't have any music that goes with the next scene or with the next part of the book, and then I just cannot write the book anymore, and that's pretty bad. So probably should be able to write without the music too. But I love the music, so I'm gonna do the playlist. And that's it. I think I should do. I'm doing just so many things, right? I should do like a word count. I always do that. I always start doing one thing and then I stop and start doing another. I'm really trying to be more organized, but I just thought about it right now that we should do the word count. Uh, I don't know the limits. Do you know how many words you wrote per day by day? Because I wanna write at least 500 words by every day. So today, as it is a test, it's okay if I don't write 500, but I wanna write it from now on. The next days I wanna have it. I just don't remember where is it. I think it's here. I really don't know where is it. It's supposed to be appearing here. I did one time, but I don't remember. Okay, I do it later. I don't know. What? I think it's here. Wait. It's kind of here. Yeah, it's here. So one entire novel, it is 8,000, 80,000 words. So I'm gonna put, if you put it like this, it's gonna be more like half a year. So you probably should try. I mean, if you want to write it in 1 month, you should put like 3,000. But as I'm trying to be realistic, I'm gonna let it be like this. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna continue the background. I never can focus. I don't know what happens. Okay. She doesn't wanna go because she loved living with friends, and she had many friends in her life and a boyfriend. But in the end, she ended up going. Okay. What is important also? She doesn't know. She doesn't know anything. She doesn't know anything about anything, right? She doesn't know anything about the school or the fact that it is a school for spies. I don't know how to say it in English. I don't even know if that's how you write it. But okay, spies. You know, the CIA people. Yeah, she doesn't know that, and also she doesn't know that her mother. I will put here. Also, she doesn't she doesn't oh my gosh yeah, that's what that was. She doesn't know that her mother is a spy. Yeah, that was one of the best best the best students of this school. Okay, so her mother sends her to this school without telling her about anything of the school, anything about the school. So she finds out kind of just yeah. If I get there to the chapter where it happens, it will get much more clear. She kind of discovers out of nowhere, like she discovers by herself, and then her send a message to her mother that don't really answer the phone, but she sends a message to her mother, and her mother is like, "Yeah, I trust you. Go on, keep going." And then the school is not a simple thing. It's not an easy stuff. It's not exactly only for spies. It is basically for mafia people. Mafia, is that in English? Mafia, and I want to know how it is in English. I don't know. It's basically a jigsaw school, if you can imagine that. Mafia. Portuguese to English, yeah, I think that's it.
Mafia.
Oops, no.
Mafia.
What? Oh, okay. Both is Portuguese. Okay, English.
Mafia.
Mafia. Okay, so that's it. Did we finish? We almost finished. Yeah, in our author talk, the only thing we could figure out is that we need to know the promise. So for me to know the promise, I need to figure out this main character. So that's why I'm working on it. So in the 30 minutes that we're gonna be writing, we should really work on the promise and in the main character, I think. I'm gonna work on that so you guys can probably, I hope, work on your main character and your promise of the book too. And also think about the plot, like time pressure stuff. I don't know that. What is at stake for the protagonist of the novel? In my novel, it's basically her life because this school is crazy stuff, and she just fall there without any knowledge. So yeah, she's kind of fucked up, if I can say that. Um, yeah, but I think she gets stronger too. I'm reading this. Does the pressures on the main characters grow more intense as the story progress? Yes, but I was thinking more like she's going growing up, she's going improving, so probably I'm gonna need a big stuff coming so we can also have a climax at some point, because in the beginning it's gonna be really hard for her, but I imagine it getting easier as she's going learning how to do with it. Yeah. So okay, I think another thing we could put here is promises, uh, development. So I think one thing that happens is she grows up. Angelique grows. I don't know. I really don't know what I'm writing. If you can understand the English, I'm sorry. It's just my English. It's personal language. Okay, Angelique grows up and becomes stronger. physically also, physically and psychologically, I think it appeared there. Ah, come on, let me see how to write that. Psycho. Every time it appears, I just okay, good. Psychologically, although in the beginning, and I think one main point of the story is that this school, the beginning, when she is finding out the school, she gets psychologically damaged, and there is many characters this word is so good to write, and I also don't know this. I never know how to write beginning. I don't have this right. Okay, characters. I don't know. Don't help me. Characters. Oh my gosh, characters. Like this. Okay, no! What I wrote wrong. Okay, I need Google. I think, that's stupid. It was like that, right? I never know where the H goes. Characters. Okay. Let me see. Okay. Think is like this. There is no E here. Okay. There is many characters psychologically damaged in this school because this is a hard school. So I think the story is basically about how the school damaged these people, how the school damaged them. I'm saying this seems like I'm talking about a normal school, right? But this school is kind of in another level, so it making it more intense. They damaged them in a jigsaw level. It's crazy stuff. So how the school damaged them and how they deal with it, and how they become stronger and learn how to deal learn how to live although all these things happens. Live side, I don't know how to write that. Learn how to live even though they pass through it all. Also, there is another main thing that I'm just thinking about it. I don't know. Okay. Never mind, like situations. Okay, now it's like 30 minutes of talk, and I think I am like flowing. My inspiration is flowing much easier right now, and I hope it is like this for you guys too. At least that's the intention. So now I think we can let our inspiration flow and write for 30 minutes in silence. I will put on music, hopefully not a royalty. I don't know royalty, not a paid music. I'll try to put like something that is free. So let me find some ambient sound, free, not to download, just to free sound. Let's put this mountain thing here so we can ride. Oh my god, it's so loud. Okay. Wow, 10 hours. I think that kind of low, so I don't know. I will just write for 30 minutes and then 30 minutes we come back. I will start again. So after 10 minutes we come back and talk a little bit more. Then, write more 30 minutes. As I said, many times already. Okay, so let me write it. I don't remember what was the other important point. Wait, I'm thinking. I don't think there is another important thing. I don't remember at least. So, yeah. I will write here. People will come talk to me, so yeah. Exactly. I will let it open so I can mute the microphone needed. I'm not muting the microphone because I don't know why I'm not muting the microphone. I could, because 30 minutes I should, like 10 minutes writing, that silent. So I think I could keep this 30 minutes with the microphone shut. Okay, so now we're going to the second part. Then we're gonna have like 30 minutes of author's talk and then author's talk. But I don't know if it sounded other thing. Okay. I went to the bathroom. Alright. I didn't finish her entire character sheet. It was missing the physical description, but because I wanted to say something, I have the tendency of making characters blonde. I think it would make sense since she's European. I think her parents are, at least her father, I don't know, are more like European, but and I really imagine her blonde, but it was like a tendency that I had in 2013 making characters like this. I was thinking if I should change her physical description, but I totally have her imagined in my mind as a blonde girl, so it's kind of hard for me to change it now. I would love her in other way because I do have many characters that are blonde, so but it just makes so much sense for her in my mind being blonde. I would let her blonde right now, but yeah, you think about it. She is blonde with an angel face. Yeah, it's basically all that I need to say. Doesn't need to say anything else. She has an athletic body. Of course, she's so perfect. She's like this perfect girl because I wanted to make her very confident about herself and very perfect. I don't know, right? That athletic. How did I write that? Yeah, she's all athletic because uh, she has an athletic. Is it wrong? Okay, athletic body, and because she was from the cheerleading. I think she's all like the popular girl and all. Because I want to make her very immature and like really the person who always gets everything, and then have like a reality shock during this story. So I wanted her make her the popular girl. So that's why another reason that I think she being blonde is kind of very cliche and very like her because she's very cliche. I mean, this story is kind of a cliche, but for the fact that the story focused the anti-hero part of all the characters, it's really, and I don't know if that's how we speak that. Anti-heroes. 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 Okay, since the story is all about anti-heroes, because all the characters are basically anti-heroes, they do bad and nasty things all the time, and they think it's fine because they can get away out because they do have many abilities, physical abilities and mental abilities too, because this school teaches them this, but they basically don't have any morals, principles. So for that part is less cliche. So the character, she is pretty much cliche, and I think the biggest part there is not so cliche in the story is basically the promise, the development of the story. That although I want to make her having a hero scene in the middle end where she saves people and she gets like really developed, like can handle everything by herself, not by herself, but with everything that she got, like the people that she got also. I want to make this moment, this hero moment for her, but I feel like the most of the story development focus a very uh, opposite that most stories focus. The most of the development of the story will be like how the school breaks these people and how they become um, what they are right now. There is like a real developed being physically, but not morally. Morally, I don't know how to say that, but I think you can understand. A cheerleader, see, cheerleader, cheerleading. She was from the cheerleader group. I'm sorry for this noise, but it always has someone building something around my house. I don't know what is the problem. Always, always. Oh my gosh, it's really noisy. So irritating. I think they are cutting the grass, but I don't know. It's grass. I don't know. So different. The grass. They're cutting the grass, and that's what I think they're doing. Why? Why did I create this point here? Was it me? She has an athletic body because she was from the cheerleading, I think, cheerleading group in her previous school. Does I need to say anything else? I think you can have a pretty good image of her just with this. Yeah, I don't really care about her skin color. I mean, she can be white, she can be like brownish. I don't really mind. I don't think I want to describe that. I will let people imagine what they want because it's not really important, and I don't even know what their parents are. I don't know. Her mother could be Brazilian. Her father, I don't know. I don't think she knows her father at all. She just talks with her mother, so I have an slightly idea of what was that happened between her mother and her father and why she is not with them. I mean, they didn't created her. I mean, they live like spies, so it's kind of a dangerous life. They don't get a lot of money from this because they're really good, but it's not good for a child, so they kind of not vinculate themselves to her. So she was like secretly raised in France, maybe Paris. We could put Paris here. Born in Paris, France. Yeah. So I think we finished her shit, her character sheet, shit. It's a dangerous word. Her character sheet. Yeah, I couldn't think about the climax yet, and also I didn't thought about this part here, the time pressure. Let me just see if it's working. Seems like it's working. Oh my gosh, so noisy, so irritating. Why they need to do it right now? Oh my gosh, I need to charge my computer. Just give me a moment. Let me see if the time is passing. Yeah, the time is passing. ask something. Does we really have one person watching, or this person watching is me? Because it may happen because it's passing here, so maybe it's me, right? I think it's me. If it is a person, please put your name here on the chat. Say hi. Hi. If it is a person, but I don't think it is. And I'm sorry for the noise. It's really irritating to me. I wish I could do something, but I can't. Okay, what's our... I think I can close the window. So annoying. Okay. What sort of time pressure is working on your character? Time pressure. This is something that we still need to figure out about this story. Time pressure. Because it will be like what we do need to know. It will be like what we need to know for the end of the story, for the whole time of the story. I think the book could finish when the school year finish, if they graduated, or could have another thing happening that like interrupts the graduation or interrupts their school year, or like she can escape or someone invades or the school or something like this. I never thought about it. I basically thought that I really wanted her to finish the school. So like I remember that I thought about the scene of her having a prom when finished the school, this high school too. I mean, I don't think she has the prom, but she goes to the prom of her old school and she takes some of her new friends with her, and that will be like a funny scene to see. So for now, I think I'm gonna put like until she till she finishes the school year. Okay, the school year. The book goes to Angelique finishes the school year. They are all just trying to finish, just trying to finish the school. Some of them want to be hired by their organization or participate of cool missions, things like that. Make their country proud, hired by the organization. They participate. Oh, no, be hired by the organization, make their country proud, or participate of cool missions. Cool and meaningful Only just is a good pair of words. I'm just so hungry. I didn't have lunch yet, so no, meaningful. I don't know how to write that. Significant, like meaningful. Meaningful. That's what I mean. Meaningful. Meaningful or only just show their amazing abilities and let people die for having them by their side. They want to be like the best at this, so everybody would want to hire them. Most of them, like many of them. Yeah, I think many of them have this as a goal. Many of them just want to finish the year. Some of them have like some um, less ambitious ambitious thoughts, like just being hired by the organization that send them to the school, or working for the country, or they just enjoy doing missions. I really can imagine some characters that has this as a goal for the year. Well, for now, I really realize that the time pressure is just finishing the school, because I didn't thought about a plot with a villain and things like that. Maybe we should have. I mean, we have already in the school many characters that are good and bad, that can add a lot of conflict. Good and bad. I mean, all of them are a lot of good and a lot of bad. I mean, a lot of good, no, but many of them have both sides, so they can be kind in some moments, and then people like them, and after that they just do something against um, what people thought. So it's kind of interesting for this dynamic, I believe. I hope so. But I don't really think we have a villain. None of them are completely bad or completely good. And I think that's interesting. But I will let here the topic. Maybe it's like that. Maybe we can think about some villain to the story and a main plot. I think that would be useful. I normally don't like to write stories with villains. Villain? How do you say that?
Villain.
With villains? Villain. With villains? I normally don't like to write stories with villains, because I do like these dubious characters with a lot of good and bad in the same character. So I don't like to make like a hero and then a villain. Villain. I don't know it again. Villain. She was angry with me. You listen how she said Villain. The other time she said like very slowly. I just said it's villain. Okay, so the villain. I normally don't write, but I think it's easier to write a book with a villain, and because that helps with the plot, helps with the climax, helps making the main character easier main character to develop. So I will definitely think about that, because I don't want this book to be too hard to write. Mainly because it's gonna be basically my first one. I had some other drafts, but I really don't like them. So it's basically this is gonna be the first one, and we're gonna do it together in the YouTube. So there's still missing some words to get to my word count of today, and I don't think we finished the outlining. So we're gonna think a little bit more about the outlining, then we can think about the plot and the villain. Villain, if that's gonna be like interesting to have a villain. In what kind of villain would be interesting to have? Like a very character, very this kind of cartoony villains like Joker or something like that. I think it fits the story, because this story, as I said, it's about anti-heroes. So it's kind of interesting to have a cartoony stuff because we basically have cartoon heroes, anti-heroes in the case, but not with powers. They don't have like supernatural powers. It's more like Batman stuff. So I think Joker fits pretty well. I'm just putting this word here to keep the small letters because I don't want to use that I just copy just big words. I don't want this size. Okay, what is at stake for the protagonist of the novel? Does the pressure? I think the main thing that is for the protagonist, she doesn't really have like family to protect. She does have friends to protect because she is gonna create people that she really likes in there. So, but I don't think she can protect them. Not at least until she really this noise. Not until she really creates like a compromise, like when she really assumes the responsibility, when she really decides to participate of the school. Basically, that's what I want to say. Until she be able to prepare her to accept to participate of the school and do what she needs to do, she will not be able to protect her friends because uh, it's not about talk. It's not about talk. It's much more about actions. And for beat them, she needs first to know how to be like them. It's basically for me to write a story that goes against all of the other stories. I first need to know how to write a basic story with villains. So that's what I'm trying. And basically, it's what Angelique's gonna have to do. She's gonna have to be one of them and know to do what they do. So then she can try to make it better. So basically, I think what is at stake for her is her her moral principles because she really gonna need to participate in this school. And then her life and her friend's life too. Basically, first of all, what is at stake is her life and then her friend's life. But then she finds out that to save both things, she gonna need to kill her moral principles. Let me write. So that's what is at stake. Does the pressure on the main character grow more intense as the story progresses? So that's a problem. I don't think it grows more intense. So that's why we really need a climax, and that's why we need a villain. So I'm putting this both things down. This is both things that I didn't thought about, didn't think about, I didn't had have thought about. Okay, you understand, I think. I didn't know about those things before today. Like when I was writing in 2013 this story, I didn't thought about this because it's basically the plot. Beside the plot of her psychological development or physical development, it also needs a plot for the entire story, I believe we can say that. We have some things in the start happening in the story that I could put here some details. I think you guys saw me writing about the four houses, and I will put the names in Portuguese because I don't know in English. Yeah, we have like four houses in the school. They are like old houses with people that with, with people that born in this school basically. So they are the old ones called the old ones. And they basically have four houses. And there are like some alliance between them and some conflicts too. But it's like a common thing. They have it always every year. Just they have missions against each other, have missions to make the other fail their missions and things like that. I really don't know if I should think about that or maybe I should include this in the plot. I should think about their conflicts or maybe make one of their conflicts be the main plot. I don't know. I don't remember what I was going to write. Yeah, there are some alliances and conflicts between them. When Angelique arrives, she arrived in the middle of it all. And this noise is just so freaking annoying. Oh my gosh, I can't stop it. Look at this, it's like on purpose. They go like increasing the noise gradually. It's right under my freaking window. God help me. No, and there are old houses. Yeah, they are. If they are the four houses. And it's basically this first one is just for girls. At least that's what I thought in 2013. I don't know if it's gonna keep being this way, but just boys. This is mixed, and this is mixed. I can put the leader here. I know their names, kind of. I know this one is Caleb. Just write like leader. Caleb. I don't remember this guy's names though. I just know that this guy is ginger. Ginger hair. Ginger hair. It's like that red hair. Yeah. I don't remember her name either. Kind of remember something like Lassie. Caleb, I remember because Caleb is a main character. This one is also a main character. His leader is Ian. Yeah. So we have more two main characters and also romance interests. I don't know. Romances partners, not between them, but with Angelic. So, well, yeah, I think now we should kind of make this noise stop. The first thing we should do. We finished the word count for today, so it's great. We figure out some things. In fact, I just put on paper things that I have already figured out. I need the name of this guy. And then I'll make their character sheets. I'm gonna put their names here. Yeah. And put Caleb, Ian, Lassie, and the other one that I don't know the name. And also, we need to do one folder here for the Angelic group. It's not exactly her group because she's not the leader, but I'll let be for like this for now. There's one guy called Harry. There's another one called George. There's another one called Steffi. And another one called Hina. I would put Hinata, but it's just Hina. And another one called Marcel. Yeah. I would like this. Should I put it here? They are kind of main characters, but not exactly. But we can make their sheets tomorrow. Their sheets tomorrow, and I can do it right now. You know, I'm just gonna like we're gonna have more 30 minutes past the ready. So now it's 30 minutes of writing. So we're gonna have like 30 minutes of a little more writing. Basically, what I separate to do that I haven't done yet. Like we should have done, me and you, if you're writing with me, in this first day, we need at least to have the promise of the story. What are you gonna promise our readers that the story is about? We need to figure out more or less the structure, you know, how it's gonna develop and how we're gonna grow the intensity of the story as it goes. It would be something very interesting, so we need to kind of figure out about our main character, what exactly we want the entire story to be about, like the time pressure. But I think if you know at least how many time you want it to be, or what exactly you want to happen with your character, and from what point to what point you want them to get, what they were and what they're gonna be at the end of the story. I think that's an important thing to you figure out, and then we should start thinking about the plot. I put this houses stuff here because I don't think the plot could have something to do with the houses. I think that would be much easier, and also I could work the houses in the story because I think it's an interesting point. So I think it would be good to develop more the houses. So if they were the plot of this book, that would be interesting. So that's what I suggest you have done until now. And if you haven't, we have more 30 minutes of writing right now. Also, you can work in your character sheets or main characters and characters that you already know that exist. I know this one. I know that many because, as I said, I wrote already some the beginning of the story. But if you know just one or two characters, that's even better because then you just have one or two character sheets to complete. So basically, what I'm gonna do now is complete their character sheets, look for some inspiration for them, and also think a little bit about the plot. But we just have 30 minutes, so it's not gonna. Uh, we're not gonna do that many things, but that's fine. We have already 5,000 words, 500 words, so it's great. We did a great job today, so just let's keep doing it. And we basically did it in 2 hours. It was a little more than 2 hours, but I think we have a good thing in our hands right now. I really think that's a good plan, doing it every day. I do have 2 hours or a little more than 2 hours for writing this every day, and I really think I produced something, or at least I could put myself on the vibe of thinking about it. I also said I would do the playlist, right? But right now we need to do the work in silence. So I will let you guys write, and I will also be silent so I can think about the story and write it. So I will mute the microphone, but I will go to you to make the playlist first. I will do it with the microphone muted, but if you guys want to see the musics, I super recommend the musics that I'm choosing. I mean, it's not something that I listen always, but for sure put me on the vibe of this story. So if you want to get the vibe, understand a little bit, so you can listen that, or you can look for your own musics for your own story. That would be even better. So make your playlist and complete your character sheets. Know who are your main characters and think a little bit of the plot. So that's it. We have 30 minutes for that. And you are lucky that you're gonna stop listening to this freaking annoying noise. Good for you. But would you believe me if I told you that they just stopped right now? Now that I'm closing the freaking microphone, they stopped the noise. I think that they finally finished cutting the grass. So good, awesome. I'm opening the window, but whatever. Now I'm closing the microphone. I need to open this and pause this. What the fuck is that happening here? What the fuck? I mean, it's a yaoi Disney movie. Is that? It don't seem like Disney. It seems like Pixar. Seems like Pixar movie. I don't know, but look at this. It's a real movie. Seems funny. Seems awesome. Tom Holland isn't the Spider-Man guy. Seems so funny. But there's so many yaoi remakes everywhere. Isn't that already on? No, it was 2019. I'm so out of date. I don't know anything. Oh my gosh, I didn't know this. I'm really surprised. I need to watch this movie. It's a lot about what I'm writing. I mean, I'm writing about spies, but not exactly like this. My spies are more like terrorists. They're not terrorists. I don't know how to say it. Of course, never know. 2 hours. I don't know how to say that. Okay, but um, yeah, mine is more like secret agents to do illegal or legal stuff, but to do stuff without anyone noticing or interfering. They basically sell these students after they are graduated to who has money enough to pay, like countries or part private stuff to do any kind of job because they can just deal with everything. They can find a way to and make it be done, So it's much more about that, my story, but I love spy stories anyway. The fun ones. As I said, the story I was writing was a comedy one in the beginning. Comedy. I'm just in love with this fun arts. So funny. But more than this, I think it's really beautiful. The animation. I don't know. Seems like a so funny animation. I don't know how I didn't know that. Okay, just that. You can keep writing. As I wrote here, I'm just gonna look for some references and stuff like that because I don't really know what to write in my plot. I really need references and inspiration. So Okay, the time is ending up. So, let me. In fact, I'm gonna do this. Yeah. Okay. Well, uh, the time is ending up. I hope you guys could write something this 30 last minutes. I couldn't. I really expected this last 30 minutes every day. We can do even more than 30 minutes and speak less in the first 30 minutes and then write like 40 minutes something. But today I couldn't write because basically what I need to write mostly that I want to write is the plot. This is so cool. Seems like something that I would imagine for Paris or some Europe city. I don't know if it's really, but I would imagine Angelique in a place like this in Paris, like where she lives or something. I don't think she lives in a very fancy place. I think she lives in a very cool place that she likes, but not fancy. Something like this. I like it. So I couldn't think much about the plot. In the Pinterest, I couldn't find anything interesting. Normally, the Pinterest is much more directed. If you need something, like you need costumes, then you go there. But the We Hearted has like a little bit of everything. It's mainly girly stuff, but it's really inspirational, at least for me. And I had some ideas for the plot. I'm thinking to do something about race stuff because it's a big topic right now, and I think I could make something like this that wouldn't be bad. Wouldn't like um, develop this discussion. I don't think we're gonna like we're gonna make the characters see the truth. No, it's not about that. We're just gonna have this subject, and it's much more for the readers to get to any conclusions than the characters. The characters are not good people, and I think, and I hope people can realize that they're gonna make a lot of mistakes. They are gonna be lame most of the book, but hopefully Angelique will be a main character that people can identify, although she is gonna be a little bit like the people from the school. She's going to keep trying to be her best. Or sometimes she will try, not always. But the race thing, I don't want to be so direct about like black and white people, but as one thing that this story already had is like this houses stuff that I created here. I created it like some time ago, and this third house, they are kind of like, you could imagine they are kind of like Nazist is like that because they are all blonde. Many of them are blonde and men and with shaved hair, like skinhead people, but or very short hair, blonde hair. But I don't think they are the evil characters from the book, and I think that would be an interesting thing. I can make them very like skinhead group that in reality are the villains, are the bad guys, but in this book I will not put them, not the skinheads, but these people who seems like skinheads in appearance. They will not have the skinhead morals. They would be like protective of people in general. Not exactly, but because none of them protect people, but they will be more like the ones trying to do things a little better, I think. I don't know. I just don't want them to be the villains. I want to give them some good concepts about life. They will not like, they will kind of have loyalty and protecting the people who can protect themselves, things like that. I think some hero characteristics for these people, so they will not be exactly the villains. Could even put they they are the plot twist. Plot twist because they seem like villains, but they are not the villains of the story. But they are not. Yeah, because I think that would be cool. Not because I mean it's not an analogy. The story is not an analogy for reality. It's not. I'm just taking some concepts that gives me ideas, but the intention is not to give any lessons of anything with the story. It's just fun. Okay, just letting it clear for the future. I don't know if I will need to explain that ever. But that's the intention. I really love this movie. So cute. Okay. Uh, so I think they can seem like villains. This house seems like really mysterious, and then end up to this one be the villains. So probably this house, they're just boys. That makes sense. I could use it also some references of sexism and stuff like that. Although, as I said, this third house, they have a lot of boys. This one just accept boys. And yeah, I think they can be villains, and we can make some references with sexism and racism. I don't know about the racism. I think it's just a so delicate thing. I don't know if I wanna enter the conversation, even if I'm not exactly entering the conversation. Just don't know if I wanna think as much about it to put it on this story in a way that I don't know. This kind of subject, I do think we need to be free to create. So I don't want to get too attached to what people may think or interpret it. So I don't want to really. I like this and I like this. Um, but for sure, I'm not so sure. I'm gonna put here just to remember. Racist. I don't want them like super villain too, because as I said, nobody's too good or too bad in this story. So I kind of want to like. Oh, we'll put something else here. There are also other houses trying to raise themselves. So also can be a conflict of other houses trying to what kind of would probably be the intention my intention in the beginning when I was writing this story. Probably I was thinking about other houses trying to knock down some of the houses, maybe this one or maybe this one. I believe that I remember that I created it to be like super strong. This one is also strong. I believe this one may be trying to be knocked out. She may be participating on that. I wouldn't doubt it. And she has an alliance. She or this house has a strong alliance, at least at the moment, with the faction. It is the third house. They both are close. The leaders are close. I don't know this word. Okay. Um. So I was thinking. I remember more or less that I was thinking something that another house may try to knock down this house. There was also another guy that I didn't put here. His name is Alec. Let me put him. His name is Alec. And Alec was Alex is an important subject for the story. I will write real fast because we finished already. But just let me finish the some things that I just remembered now. Like is was he was he was a faction member, and he left and is trying to enter the the fraternidade house. Um, why I don't know exactly, but I know the faction member, the faction leader that likes him knows that and let I don't think he'll let him go, but uh, I don't know. It's kind of like him knows that he he let him go for now. There's nothing that only faction can do with faction. They are very protective of their own, so they kind of people in the school really hate traitors, so they were kind of hating on Alec, but Caleb kind of protects Alec. I don't know exactly why. We need to think about it. So what I got here closer is like maybe someone is trying to knock down this one and this one may collaborate, but they also have a alliance between the four. So I'm not sure. Yeah, I can have like a plot twist like this both gathering this to knock down this, but then in fact they just knocked out like the leader or some people in there because the group they just have this loyalty with between them and not with the outsiders, or maybe they can be knocked out and usually group can become the fourth house. Well, something like this. I really don't know what would be more interesting. I always think this more complex stuff, like this, try to knock out this, but this was like just a plan. In fact, they were like thinking other thing, you know. I always think this kind of more complex plots are more interesting, but it's also really hard to write, so I'm not sure I want to do it. I will keep thinking about the plot, and tomorrow we come and try to write the plot and decide who is the real villain and why they are villain. Yeah. So that's it for today. I think it was a good test. I think it worked. I think it's much more than what we planned. Look, it's already almost 4 hours, 3 hours in fact. But I think it's fine. It was a good test. It passed the time now because I kept speaking. In fact, I will try to finish in 2 hours tomorrow. So that's it. See you guys on day one. Then it will be tomorrow because today was just the test. I'll do day one tomorrow. So that's it. See you.